Hello, I'm Julie Williams, Registered Migration Agent with Migration Down Under, and I'm here today to talk to you about the transitional arrangements for 457 holders who wish to apply for permanent residency. There's been a lot of angst amongst 457 visa holders since the government made quite a lot of dramatic announcements, changes perhaps you'd say, in April of 2017. And then made those changes just recently on the 18th of March 2018. And there's a lot of talk about what happens to those people that are currently or held a 457 prior to all the changes from April 2017. And luckily, there have been transitional arrangements put in place. And the good news is it also helps those who, whilst they had a 457 prior to the 18th of April 2017, if they changed jobs but remained in the same occupation after that date, they still have an opportunity to transition into permanent residency. So just in brief, as you know, the occupation list changed quite significantly from April of last year in 2017. And there's now a short-term list and there's a medium-long-term list. And the occupations on medium-long-term list can continue if you applied for a 457 after April 2017, or you've just recently applied for the new 482 visa. You can, there is still an opportunity to transition through to permanent residency, either direct entry or temporary transition stream. Now, the temporary transition stream requires anyone that held a visa after that significant date, you have to now work for the same employer for 3 years. However, the good news for those 457 holders that had a visa prior to the April 2017 changes are able to continue to transition through to permanent residency after only 2 years of employment. Now, that is regardless of whether you've got an occupation that's now currently on the short-term list or the medium-long-term list. So, for example, main ones that come to mind: marketing specialist, recruitment consultant, cook. If you all held a 457 visa or you applied for your 457 visa prior to the 18th of April 2017 and subsequently had it granted, and perhaps you changed employers or sponsors after April 2017 and had a new nomination approved, then you are eligible to still transition through to permanent residency, so through to the 186 or the 187 permanent residency after only 2 years of employment with that same employer, as long as you are working in the same occupation. So you can't have changed occupation classifications. You must have maintained the same occupation. So if you've only just, for example, got a nomination approved, say February this year, 2018, but you held a 457 prior to April 2017, then you can still transition through to permanent residency after 2 years, obviously with that same employer. So if it's February this year, then it will be February 2020 that you become eligible. The other significant things that are there for the transitional period are those that may have turned 46 but are still under 50, because as you know, all people applying for permanent residency must be under 45 unless you're part of that transitional stream. So if you're part of the transitional stream, you're over 45 but you're under 50, you can still apply for permanent residency. So really it's good news all round, and I think what is not as common to everybody is for those that whilst you may have held a 457 visa prior to April 2017, there was a myth that, or not a myth as such, there was a sort of an idea that if you changed employers after that date and got a new nomination, that would veto any opportunities to apply for permanent residency if you're on the short-term list. But thankfully, that was all resolved with a new legislation announcement on the 18th of March 2018 to allow those people to still transition through to permanent residency. Look, there's probably still a lot of questions that you may have. If you'd like to get in contact us, please send us an email, info@migratondownunder.com, or if you're in Australia, give us a call on 02 9419 5411 so we can help you with your visa inquiry.